Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another game of Strat-O-Matic Baseball, 1966 full season replay. Today we're going to finish up a 4-game series, Cincinnati at New York. The Mets won the last game, the Reds won the first 2, so the Mets going for the split. And for the Reds, trying to inch closer to that 500 mark. They're 25 and 27. Mets in last place, 18 and 31. The Reds will send Don Notabart to the mound for his first and only start of the 1966 season. Notabart's been 22 games in relief, 4-1 with a save and a 4.50 ERA in 30 innings of work. The Mets will counter with righty Jack Fisher, who opened the season in the bullpen. Fisher worked 6 games out of the pen before moving into the rotation. Overall, he's 2-6 with a save and a 4.80 ERA in 69 innings of work. And let's go to the chat here. I see Frank's here. Hello, Cosmo. Hello, Mike. And Cosmo has a bone to pick. Well, pick away, Cosmo. That's what we're here for. Oh, well, I don't. Nice to see you've got it right now. Hello there, Franklin. Yeah, I just assumed that maybe the original spelling was already taken and you had to improvise, which of course often happens in the internet world. And hello there, Kelly. Welcome. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I'm kind of happy to be back to boredom for a while. Nothing to do, although I do have appointments Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. But then, barring anything unforeseen, I'm done with appointments for a while. Let's get you the Reds lineup. And we'll get going here today. Tommy Harper leads it off in right field. Pete Rose at second base. Vada Pinson back in the lineup in center. Tony Perez at first base. Darren Johnson will play third base today and hit fifth. Art Shamsky is in left field. Leo Cardenas the shortstop. Johnny Edwards will do the catching. And Notabart the pitcher bats ninth. Well, they were calling you Casmo, huh? That's pretty funny. Just about ready to get underway here on another hot one here in Spokane. Umpires for today's game. Bill Jakowski calling the balls and strikes. Ed Sudol at first. Paul Pryor at second. And John Kibler down at third. So, without further ado, Jakowski says play ball. Fisher's ready to go to work, and up steps Tommy Harper. Harper up to 220 on the year, still looking for his first home run. Fisher into the windup. The pitch is a 4-6 right-handed fly to straightaway center. Lewis is there and makes the play. And we are underway. You got that right, Franklin. Here's Pete Rose leading the club in batting at .291, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Fisher's pitch is a 4-6 lefty. Another fly ball to straightaway center. Lewis backing up a bit for this one and pulls it in. So 2 fly balls to center, 2 down. And the batter will be Veda Pinson. Pinson hitting .250 on the season, 4 home runs, 29 RBIs. Fisher into the windup now. That's going to be a 3-6 right-handed, and that is hit high and deep to right field. Going back is Luplow. Double to 18, and it falls in for a base hit. How about that? I was already counting it as a double. On the 20, it's just a long single for Veda Pinson. Good speed on the bases, though. Let's check the Mets battery. Fisher a 0. Stevenson a +1 arm, so 16 held at 14. And with Tony Perez at the plate, Pinson's going to roll for the lead. Perez on the year, .260, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Pinson 2 through 7 to get the lead. 7, he's got it. Here he goes, 1 to 14. And Stevenson's throw down, he's stolen it. Stolen base, Veda Pinson. That's his 4th stolen base of the year. He's yet to be caught. And here's the next pitch to Tony Perez. On a 6-4 right-handed, it's a grounder to shortstop X. That's McMillan, 3E20. McMillan into the hole. The roll is a 9. That's the E range. It's a 3. On an E20, this spells trouble, and it is. It's going to be an error on McMillan. So E6, Pinson to third. That's going to be the first error of the game, charged to the Mets. And welcome into Blaine, and hello, Ben. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Here's Darren Johnson, as mentioned, playing third base today. Batting just .206 on the year, but he leads the tied for the lead in home runs on the team with Cardenas, 10 home runs, and leads the ball club in RBIs with 30. Here's the pitch from Fisher now. It's going to be a 6-7 right-handed. Grounder second base X. That's going to be a tough chance for Ron Hunt, 328. And here's the play on a 14. He makes a fine play and throws him out to retire the side. 4-3X. So Hunt picking up the shortstop. Error by McMillan, but Hunt makes a fine play to retire the side. For the Reds, no runs, a hit, 2 left. And after half an inning, it's Cincinnati nothing. New York coming to bat against Don Notabart. Is Kathy here in stealth mode? I don't see her in the chat. Okay, here's the Mets lineup. Johnny Lewis leads off in center field. Ron Hunt at second base. Al Luplow will be in right field. Ken Boyer at third base bats cleanup. Ed Kranepool is the first baseman. John Stevenson to do the catching. Ron Swoboda in left. Roy McMillan the shortstop, and Fisher hitting ninth. Okay, Notabart ready to go to work. Notabart, his only start of the year, does not have a starter rating, and as always in that situation, he'll be given a starter endurance of 5. Johnny Lewis will start things off. Lewis on the year hitting just 130, 12 for 92 with 1 home run. Here's the pitch from Notabart. That's going to be a 5-6 left-handed, and that's banged into right center. Triple to 7. And on a 5, Lewis rounding second, digging for third. The throw, he's in there with a leadoff triple. So Triple's definitely making a comeback in this replay. And the Mets have a runner 90 feet away with nobody out. That'll bring up Ron Hunt. Hunt batting .277, no homers, 8 RBIs. Infield back in the early going. The pitch to Hunt is a 2-9. That's going to be a grounder to second. That's going to get the run in as Rose throws over to Perez for the out. Lewis scores to make it 1-0. And with one away, Al Luplow the batter. Notabard into the windup. Pitch is a 5-11 left-handed. Fly to right field X, that's Harper. Harper a 3-2, ranging to the gap. On a 2, he's not going to get that. That's going to roll to the wall. Rounding first, headed for second is Luplow, and he's in there with a double. So a triple and a double. The Mets hitting Notabard hard here in the early going. That'll bring up the third baseman, Ken Boyer. Boyer at 226 leads the club in homers with 6 and in RBIs with 27. Notabart checks the runner. Now the pitch to Boyer on a 6-7 right-handed grounder to second base X. That's going to be Rose. Rose, a good second baseman, 2E17. 2 is left now on a 1. He can't get it. He knocks it down and has no play. That's going to be an infield single with Luplow stopping at third. So the third Met hit of the inning. And they have runners on the corners with 1 out, and Ed Kranepool coming to bat. If he's not a Bart, then who is he exactly? Kranepool at 225, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs. And 1-0 now. I'm going to roll it for the infield in or back. First, let's check Boyer's running. Boyer not a threat to run. Notabart with an excellent hold. 1-3, it'll be in, and they will pull the infield in for Kranepool. Notabart out of the stretch. The pitch is a 5-11 left-handed. It's a fly to right field X. Harper will be tested once again. 3-2. And here's the play on a 13. It's an 8 on an E2. And that's going to be a fly ball B. That's going to be deep enough for Luplow to tag and score. So that'll go as a sac fly for Kranepool. And it's 2-0 New York. Give Kranepool an RBI on the play. And that'll bring up the catcher, John Stevenson. Stevenson hitting just 206, 1 home run. Just 4 RBIs. The pitch from Notabart. 212, righty. A liner right at Pete Rose, and that'll do it. Liner to second ends the inning. The Mets score 2 on 3 hits and leave a man. And after 1 inning, lead it 2-0. Trying to get back in the swing of things here after several weeks, really, of partying. I was supposed to have physical therapy this afternoon, but I canceled it. Yeah, all I've been doing is going. So, yeah. Have a nice, relaxing day for a change. Art Shamsky will lead off the second for Cincinnati. Shamsky does 13 for 77, a 169 average. He does have 4 home runs. The pitch from Jack Fisher is a 4-8 left-handed. Fly to right field, playable for Luplow. He's there. Here's Cardenas, the shortstop, hitting 228, 10 home runs, 28 RBIs. Fisher into the windup. The pitch is a 6-8 right-handed liner right at McMillan. McMillan catches the soft liner for the second out, and that'll bring up the catcher, Johnny Edwards. Edwards hitting 218 on the year, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. Fisher's pitch It's a 210 right-handed, grounder down to third base, fielded by Boyer, throws across to Kranepool, 1-2-3 inning for Fisher. Good stuff going on here. I tell you, Ben, I agree. I don't see what the big deal is. Ron Swoboda will lead it off. Just 17 for 108. That's a 157 average. 1 home run, a dozen RBIs. Notabart into the windup. It's a 1-5 righty. Struck him out. Called strike 3. Down he goes, and here's Roy McMillan. The right-handed hitting shortstop comes in at 215, 1 homer, 9 RBIs. Notabart with the pitch on a 3-10. It's a high fly ball to center field, backing up his Pinson, double to 12, and that's going to be caught by Pinson going back. Nice play, Veda Pinson. He covered some ground on that one. That'll bring up the pitcher, Fisher, a right-handed hitter. The pitch is a 6-5 righty, grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Cardenas. Leo, a 216 it says, and here's the play now. On a 15, he makes a fine play and throws him out. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. Two innings in the books. It's 2-0 New York. We have Frank's pre-play up there. I do not see Frank, at least not yet. When you know, Franklin, some people never grow up. Notabart will lead it off for the Reds. He's a 2, a right-hander. Fisher's pitch on a 6-8 righty. Liner, soft liner to McMillan. Second one of the game, and that'll turn the lineup over and bring up Tommy Harper. And hello, Larry. Welcome in. Fisher gets the sign now. The pitch to Harper on a 6-4 righty. He's a grounder to shortstop X. McMillan will be tested again, 3E20. To his left on this one on a 13. He's got it, turns and fires to Kranepool. So a nice play by McMillan, 2 down, and Pete Rose steps to the plate. Steps into the left-handed batter's box. Fisher into the windup. That's a 6-7 grounder to second base X. A lot of X plays in this one so far. 328 for Hunt. Here's the play on a 6, and he's got it. Throws him out, taking a possible base hit away from Rose. And 1-2-3 go the Reds. 7 in a row now retired by Jack Fisher. And for Blaine's World Series tournament, we are down to 2. 44 Cardinals and the 39 Yankees play for all the marbles in a 9-game series. The 44 Cardinals, that was my dad's team when he was young. So I got to pull for the Cardinals. And hello there, Brian. Woohoo! Fry an egg on the sidewalk in Dallas. Bottom of the third, top of the order for the Mets, Johnny Lewis, who tripled and scored his first time up. Notabart gets the sign. On a 1-6 right-hander, he lifts a high fly to center field, double to 2. Pinson ranging over and makes the catch. There's Frank. He begrudgingly takes them in 7. That was the Gas House Gang, wasn't it? Blaine? Here's Ron Hunt, Notabart getting the sign. Pitch to Hunt is a 5-6 right-handed, and that's ripped into the left center gap, double to 10. And he'll settle for a long single. Let's check the battery now for the Reds. Notabart with a fine -3 hold. Edwards is 0, so Hunt not held at 12. And Al Luplo steps to the plate. Luplo doubled and scored in the first inning. And Notabart from the stretch comes in there with a 5-7 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K for Notabart. It'll be up to Ken Boyer with 2 down. Notabart's pitch is a 5-7 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Notabart fans Luplo and Boyer to end the inning. For the Mets, no runs, a hit, 1 left. 3 innings in the books, 2-0. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Good to see you. It's been a while. The 34 was the Gas House. The Jimmy Stewart movie. Okay, which one was that? Remember Him. Okay, who's him? Dizzy Dean? Oh, was that the Stratton story? Well, that was my dad's team too then. He was born in 21. Okay, here's Pinson to lead off. Heart of the order for the Reds here in the 4th. Pinson singled his first time up, stole second, but was stranded. Fisher gets the sign. The pitch to Pinson is on a 1-7 righty, grounder to second, fielded by Hunt. Flips it over to Crane Poole, 1 away. Here's Perez now, reached on an error in the first. Fisher getting his sign. The pitch is a 6-12 righty. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. Fisher 219. And here's the result of that play. Error range, of course. A 5 on a 19 could be trouble, and it will be. Fisher picks it up and drops it, and that's going to be an error. So E1, Perez reaches second Met error of the game. And with 1 down, Darren Johnson steps to the plate. Fisher checks the runner. Now from the stretch, it's going to be a 4-6 right-handed. Fly to straightaway center. Lewis drifting over to his right and hauls it in. Here's Shamsky with 2 down. Perez, a modest lead from first. The pitch, 3-5 righty. He loses in ball 4. Perez down to second. That'll get Cardenas to the plate here in the 4th inning. Fisher studies the runners, now getting his sign. The pitch to Leo Cardenas, 3-3, foul ball left side. Boyer over by the stands. He's got it. And that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. 4 goose eggs so far for Jack Fisher, who's done a nice job since being inserted into the rotation for the Mets, and boy, do they need it. On the flip side, of course, it has weakened an already sketchy bullpen. Bottom of the 4th we go. Ed Kranepool will start it off. Drove in a run with a sac fly his first time up. Notabart gets the sign. Here's the pitch. On a 6-5 left-handed, it's a grounder shortstop X. Cardenas will be tested again. 2E16. Into the hole, 17. He's there. Plants and throws in time. Nice play, Cardenas, to nip Kranepool at first. Here's Stevenson now. Notabart into the windup. 4-7 lefty, and he loses him, ball 4. A 1-out walk to the catcher, John Stevenson. And that'll bring up Ron Swoboda. Swoboda struck out in the 2nd. Notabart out of the stretch. The pitch is going to be a 2-6 right-handed. He pops him up on the left side. Cardenas waving his arms, and he'll take it. Roy McMillan, the hitter, with 2 down. Notabart from the stretch. That's going to be a 1-5, and that's a base hit up the middle. Stevenson can try for 3rd. 10-12 minus 2, 1-10. He'll hold at 2nd. No sense getting thrown out at the bases with the pitcher coming to bat. Pitch to Fisher on a 4-11 is a fly to left field X. That's going to be a tough chance for Shamsky. A 4-E8. Here's the roll on the play on a 17. He goes back almost to the track and makes a tremendous catch. And that ends the inning. I want to double check Shamsky's rating. Yeah, it is a 4-E8. So no runs, a hit, 2 left for the Mets. 2 first-inning runs, standing up through 4. Excuse me. Toasty 97 in Spokane today. And of course, since I haven't been home much lately, I had to go to the grocery store this morning. No, I'll tell you, as far as this year's Milwaukee Brewers, I don't see anything wrong with that team. Very pesky, resilient offense, and the pitching, maybe the best pitching in either league. 5th inning, Johnny Edwards will start things off. Fisher gets the sign. There's the pitch to Edwards on a 5-8 left-handed. A grounder to first base. Kranepool will take it himself. And there's one away. Here's Notabart now. On a 5-4 right-handed, he walks him. Not-A-Bart works out the walk. Fisher with the unforgivable sin of walking the opposing pitcher. And with one away, it'll be Tommy Harper. Harper 0 for 2 in this one. That's great, Ben. Larry, I think they will make it. But it's not going to be easy, and it's going to be close. Right now, they'd be the third wild card, I believe, if the season ended right now. But yesterday they were only a half ahead of Cleveland, I think. The Mets should be doing better with what they have. Fisher checks the runner. The pitch to Harper out of the stretch is a 4-5 righty. He lifts it the other way to right field. Luplow drifts over and puts it away. Here's Rose now, 0 for 2. Fisher delivers a 4-10 left-handed fly to center field X. That's going to be a tough play for Lewis, who's a 4-E4 out there. Here is the play. It's the error range, a 6 on an E4, and he makes the fine running catch for the out. Nice play by Lewis in center field. Lewis, normally a corner outfield, shows tremendous range there, and that ends the top of the fifth. No runs, no hits, one left for the Reds. So one lone single allowed by Jack Fisher through 5. What did you do, sign out, Cosmo? Welcome to David Thayer. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think the Mariners are for real. Top of the order for the Mets in the bottom of the inning. First endurance inning for Not-A-Bart. And here's the pitch to Johnny Lewis. That's going to be a 4-5 left-hander. Lifts it to right field, playable for Harper, who makes the catch for the out. Yeah, they did, but the problem with Suarez, Frank, is that ballpark is really not favorable for him. Here's Ron Hunt, 1 for 2. Not-A-Bart sets the sign. The pitch is a 4-7 righty, and just inside, Hunt works out the walk. That one almost hit Hunt, but he took it for ball 4. Here's Luplow. Not-A-Bart out of the stretch. 1-4 right-handed. He lifts it to left field the opposite way, and Shamsky glides over and puts it away. And welcome to Bill. Yeah. Definitely an upgrade nonetheless, yeah. Two down, here's Boyer. Not-A-Bart from the stretch. 3-7 righty, called strike 3. Boyer rung up for the second time today. And he's jawing with the home plate umpire, Jakowski. But that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Through 5 innings complete, the score remains the same. Heart of the order for the Reds as they try to get something going against Jack Fisher. Pinson 1 for 2. He has the only Reds hit of the afternoon. Fisher into the windup. That's going to be a 3-10 righty. He lifts it the other way to left field. Swoboda glides over and makes the grab. That'll bring up Tony Perez 0 for 2, but reached on an error both times. Fisher's pitch on a 5-6 right-handed is banged into left field for a base hit. And that's going to be a 1-out single for Tony Perez. Just the second hit by the Reds today. Fisher rated 7 for starter endurance. Here's Darren Johnson. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And by the way, thanks for all the help with the subscription drive. We're now just 21 short of 500. So if you have any friends that you can talk into subscribing, I'd certainly appreciate it. They don't have to watch, just subscribe. DJ 0 for 2 standing in. Fisher from the stretch. That's going to be a 5-5 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Swoboda at the track, at the wall. It's off the wall for a double. Perez rounding at third, 10. Swoboda 0, and they'll slam the brakes on Perez at third. Faster runner might have scored on that. As it is, second and third and 1 down, and the Mets will pull the infield in for Shamsky. Shamsky 0 for 1 with a walk. Excuse me a moment, I got to clear my throat. Infield in, here's the pitch. On a 1-8 right-handed, liner to second, single to 11. And it's speared by a leaping Ron Hunt for the out. That'll leave it up to Leo Cardenas. Cardenas has had some big hits for this team. Fisher with the pitch. 4-12 righty, grounder to short. McMillan's got it, throws to first, and that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. And Jack Fisher pitching a fantastic game today. Yeah, if you can. I mean, you know, don't feel bad if you can't. It's all for fun anyway. I'm just curious to see what happens at 500. Second endurance inning for Don Nodabart now in his first and only start of the 1966 season. Here's Cranepool to start it off. Nodabart into the windup. That's going to be a 4-10 lefty. Fly to center field X. That's Pinson. Pinson going back now, 2E14. That's going to be a 13 and a nice running catch by Pinson. Excellent play by the center fielder. Here's the catcher, John Stevenson. 0 for 1 with a walk. Nodabart into the windup. That's a 5-8 left-handed. He goes the other way to left field. Shamsky barely has to move and makes the catch 2 down. Here's Swoboda now. Notabart into the windup. On a 1-5 right-handed, struck him out. Swoboda called out on strikes for the second time. 1-2-3 go the Mets in the 6th. So after a 2-run first, Notabart stayed right with Fisher. And through 6 complete, it's 2-0 Mets. And with that, I'm going to take a short break, and I need to get a Kleenex. Yeah. Okay. And we're back. All right. Seventh inning. Edwards, a pinch hitter, and Harper. Johnny Edwards 0 for 2 today. Fisher into the windup. That's going to be a 1-5 called strike 3. Of course, we ignore the injury in my replay since we're using the as-played lineups. And now the Reds will send up a pinch hitter for Notabart. 6-inning start from a relief pitcher. They got to be happy about that. For Notabart, 3, 4, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 2, 3, 4 strikeouts. Warming up in the Reds bullpen is the lefty Ted Davidson. And with 1 out and nobody on, let's see here. Pinch hitter will be Gordy Coleman. Coleman pinch hit in this game in real life. On the season, Coleman hitting just .234, 4 homers, 14 RBIs. Fisher into the windup now. The pitch to Gordy's a 2-3. Base hit into right field. So Coleman comes through with a pinch hit single. First endurance inning for Fisher, by the way. And here's Harper. Switch left, right. They used Eilers in real life. Give me just a quick moment to glance at the usage display. And the lefty Bill Hepler begins to toss in the Mets bullpen as Tommy Harper comes to bat for the Reds. Harper 0 for 3 today. Fisher out of the stretch now. That's going to be a 3-11 right-handed grounder to first base. Cranepool to his right. His only play is to Fisher covering. And that's going to move Coleman to second. So runner in scoring position, 2 down for Pete Rose. If it works, go for it. Sure. Fisher Fisher's pitch to Rose is a 4-9, and he loses him ball 4. And now one more hitter walk will fatigue Fisher. Fisher working on a shutout. I'd like to give him every chance to go for that. First and second, tying runs aboard, 2 away, and Veda Pinson steps to the plate. Out to the mound is Stevenson. And here's the pitch to Stevenson. To Pinson, excuse me. 2-7, fly to center. Backing up is Lewis, and he is there. And Fisher works out of the jam. No runs a hit, 2 left on, and as we stretch, 7 scoreless for Fisher, and the Mets lead it 2-0. When we come back, Ted Davidson will take the mound for Cincinnati. Hello there, Colin. You're just in time for the best part of the show. That's right. It's the Mookie Cam. And where is my furry friend today? There he is. Mookie. We better go around and bother him, don't you think? There's the Mook. Yeah, he's in a full sprawl today, Ben. What's happening, Mook? Nothing? Come on, get silly. Checking the outside, see if you can see anything. Birds, bugs, anything that moves. Mookie! And he gives up and lays back down. All right. Let's line it up. And a little coffee top off, and we'll be ready to go. Okay. Good crowd on hand today for a Monday. Thanks, everybody. Ted Davidson will work the bottom of the 7th here. On the season, Davidson 2-1 with a 4.67. His 20th appearance, he's worked 27 innings. Left-handed pitcher. McMillan, Fisher, and Lewis do. Davidson gets the sign from Edwards. The pitch to McMillan on a 6-6 righty. A grounder down to third, taken by Darren Johnson, who throws him out. And Fisher's going to hit. on a 4-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. Not surprisingly, a one-hitting pitcher, unmitigated. Welcome in, my friend. Hello there. Lewis will be called back. Cleon Jones will bat for Lewis and take over in center. Where he's a 3E8 -1 and probably the fastest runner on the team. 2 down, nobody on. Pitch to Cleon on a 5-9 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Shamsky at the track, at the wall, leaps up. It's gone. Home run, Cleon Jones. Just did get out of here on a 9. We'll take another look at it. 5-9 righty, homer to 9. Jones with end power against lefties only. Davidson, of course, is a lefty, and on the 9 just does get it out of here to make it 3-0 Mets. For Cleon Jones now, that is his 4th home run of the season. There's Michael. Michael's back. All right. Ron Hunt will be the batter, 1 for 2 with a walk. Davidson gets the sign. 6-7 right-handed, to grounder to second base X. That's going to be Rose, a 2-17. Rose ranging behind the bag now. Error range, it's a 10 on a 17. And Rose makes a nice stop, throws him out. Excellent play, Pete Rose, to end the inning. But a home run by Cleon Jones gives the Mets an insurance run, and they take a 3-0 lead to the 8th. Yes, sir, man, that is a big run. Especially for Jack Fisher, buys him a little bit of rope. 6 outs from a complete game shutout. Don't call it a comeback. Perez, Johnson, and Shamsky here to start off the 8th. Perez, one of only 3 Cincinnati hits today. Fisher into the windup. Pitches a 1-5, grounder to second, single only on the 1, and it's fielded there by Hunt, who throws him out. DJ steps up, 1 for 3 with a double. Fisher gets the sign from Stevenson. On a 4-2 right-handed, he loses him ball 4. And now, once again, one more hitter walk will fatigue Jack Fisher. And hello there, Mike. Welcome. Johnson, no threat to run. The batter will be Art Shamsky. Fisher checks the runner. Throws over to first. Johnson back to the bag. Now from the stretch, the pitch to Shamsky on a 5-7 lefty. Hard smash to second. Hunt has it to McMillan. 1 on to Cranepool. 4-6-3 double play. And Fisher still has the shutout going through 8. Checking the Met defense now. We've already improved. No, wait. The Mets are batting. Excuse me. Let's see what the Reds are going to do now. Luplow, Boyer, and Cranepool they're going to stick with Davidson. Luplow, a left-handed hitter. Let's see if the Mets have anything on the bench they can counter that with. Most likely won't take Cranepool out. Luplo's the better defender, and they lead by 3. We're going to stick with Luplo. Lefty-left matchup. 6-7, grounder to second base X. That's Rose, 217. Rose tested once again on a 4. Diving stop. Rose to his feet and throws him out. Rose with a magnificent web gem of a play robs Luplo of a base hit. Hey there, Al. Boyer singled and struck out twice. Davidson gets the sign. On a 1-7 lefty, right in the heart of his good column, he rolls one to short. Cardenas scoops it up and throws him out. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Cranepool. Davidson with the pitch. It's a 3-7, grounder to wide of first. Perez has it, feeds Davidson covering, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Davidson. 8 complete. It's 3-0 Mets. Checking the Met defense, and then Fisher will attempt to go for the complete game shutout. Jones is already in center. Luplo, Boyer, Cranepool. Looks good for the Mets defensively. It's probably their best defense. Fat Jack Fisher. You rifled through it, huh? Good job, Al. Cardenas, Edwards, and a pinch hitter. 9th inning, 3-0 Mets. Trying to go for a split of this 4-game series with the Reds. Leo Cardenas 0 for 3 today. Fisher into the windup. Pitch to Leo is a 3-6. Called strike 3, and Cardenas does not like it. Here's Edwards now, 0 for 3 on the day. Fisher working very deliberately now, shakes one off, now nodding, the windup. The pitch to Edwards is a 2-7 righty, flies it to straightaway center. Cleon Jones patrolling, and he grabs it. And the Reds down to their last out. It'll be a pinch hitter for Davidson. 3 runs down, they need a base runner. Not really much on the bench. Best bet is Tommy Helms, and that's who it's going to be. Helms not in the lineup today. Hitting .276 on the year, 3 homers, 23 RBIs. Fisher 1 out from a shutout. Deep breath, full windup, the pitch to Helms. 6-8 right-handed line drive caught by McMillan, and the ball game is over. Jack Fisher, what a performance as he shuts out the Reds 3-0. Totals in a moment. Holy cow. That was a quick game too. Fisher mowing him down. Player of the game, no doubt about it. Fisher with a 4-hit shutout. Walked 2, 3, 4. Didn't strike out many. Just 2. But that was enough to get the win. He's 3-6 now. Notabart, the hard luck loser, drops to 4-2 in his only start of the year. Davidson in his 2 innings, a hit and a run, the homer by Cleon. No walks and a strikeout. Player of the game, you betcha, no doubt about it, it's Jack Fisher. The Mets win it with 3 runs on just 6 hits, 2 errors. Cincinnati, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. Cleon Jones with a home run. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, David. Thank you, Frank. Thanks, Franklin, Colin, Kelly, everybody. Thanks for being here with me. I do appreciate it. Tomorrow I will be on an hour later due to appointments. 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. And we're going to have the Cardinals at the Phillies wrapping up that series. Nelson Bryles will be opposed by Chris Short. So that should be a good game, at least on paper. And with that, I'm going to get out of here, have some lunch. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Take care and enjoy your evening. Bye for now.